Hey team, how you going? Today we are talking about audio. Alright guys, if you do not know who I am, my name is Ed. I'm a Melbourne-based photographer, videographer, and small business digital marketer. Now for me, when I was going through my journey as a filmmaker, I really focused so heavily on visuals and trying to get nice, crisp, clean images. I think that's quite a typical journey as a filmmaker, I think, because you get so invested in the visuals. And one of the things that's often overlooked when we are creating content is audio. When we are creating videos, one of the biggest things that separates very high-end content and upper middle tier content is usually audio. A lot of videographers tend to dial in the visuals a lot quicker than they do dialing in proper audio, and it is very, very important to have good quality audio as well if you are looking to get a really polished, professional look to your videos, even if you are just shooting on a mobile. I read somewhere, and I am assuming it's true because it's on the internet, so it's gotta be true, right? A bad audio is more disruptive to someone's experience than bad visuals. What that means is people will get further through a video if it's got bad visuals but good audio than if it was the other way around, they had bad audio and great visuals. So in this video, guys, we're gonna go through 3 different microphone setup options and microphone options for you. Some of them are quite cheap, and obviously, as with most things with filmmaking, they do get up into the more expensive range, but I think with audio, you're fortunate enough that you can invest a little bit of money and then sort of treat the environment around you. And I'm even going to show you how to do that with things at home to get high quality audio. In fact, I was working with a budget on a client just recently, and I told them one of these dampening techniques, and they just recorded the audio through their phone using some sound dampening, and it was very clear, very good audio, and they chose to run with that audio going forward on an advertisement. Was it as good as a commercial that you'd see on TV? No, not in terms of audio quality, but they did the best that they could and actually came out really, really well. So let's talk microphones, guys. A lot of people don't actually realize that there are quite a few budget options when it comes to microphones. When we were going through lighting last week, I think the lowest tier lights that you could get were around 150 Australian dollars. Maybe I think that's about 100, 110 US dollars. With microphones, you can pick up good little microphones that will really help you out getting better audio at around the $100 mark, sometimes even $50. I know a lot of the generic electronic stores sell lavalier mics, which is going to be the first mic that we're going to talk about. These are probably one of the better mics that you can invest in. I usually suggest people, if they're creating content for their own business, so they're just doing talking head videos like this, a lavalier mic is the best budget option you can go for. Very good at picking up audio for a single subject talking head environment like so. Reason being is they've got quite a small area that they pick up. So if you can clip it onto someone's collar and get them to talking and get very crisp, clean audio within your video. Where in the environments you wouldn't want to use it would be something like where there's multiple people talking, or you might want to be taking in the environment and the ambience. It certainly can be used for that, but they're not ideal. There are some mics that we'll go through later on that will be better for that. What are the downsides of a lavalier mic? You can pretty much only wire up one person at a time unless you're going to invest into a bit more of a more robust sound recording system. The other thing is you don't get a huge amount of mobility. So if I was recording this and it was plugged into the camera, I'd only be able to go as far as this cord could go. Whereas if I was shooting on another type of mic, I might have more flexibility. Now, lavalier mics start really cheap, wired versions like this, or you can get something a little bit more pricey like this Rode Video Mic Go. So if you've got something around the $250, $300 mark, this thing is fantastic. It's wireless, it does come with an AUX cord, so you can plug it into your phone and record a while away. That will give you the mobility to move around in a shot rather than being wired to your recording device. However, it does cost a little bit more money. So what if you're a real run and gun shooter and you really want to move around, record audio, and make sure that you're getting not just people talking, but the environment as well? That's where our next one comes in, the shotgun mic. Now, these things are absolutely fantastic, and I know you've probably seen vloggers use these all the time because they are extremely good at recording audio. They will give you nice, crisp, clean audio. This little fluffy thing on the top here is called a dead cat. It stops wind noise. I highly recommend getting that extension. These can start at about $100 and go all the way up to $400, $450. So we've discussed that they're really good for picking up environment and sound and talking. If it's very close to the subject, you don't get the range that you might get with some of our wireless counterparts, but it is also very, very good to have that flexibility move. The problem that it comes with is you don't really get to control the sound that's coming in. So if I was using one of those lavalier mics, I can pretty much control that I just want to record my voice. Using one of these shotgun mics, you are going to get a lot of environmental noise in the background. So if it's a talking video and you're using a shotgun mic, you will be getting a lot of background noise, which means if you're on a construction site, maybe in an office space that's quite busy, any sort of shooting like that, you're gonna pick that up. Even though you might be pointing at your subject, it's still gonna pick up everything behind your subject because it's everything in that sort of conal shape. That being said as well, if you're pointing it at people that are different distances apart, because it is a stationary mic, it will pick up the person who's closest to you the loudest. It'll be quite tricky to balance those sort of voice. But that is another option. So if you're a run and gun shooter, I'd say the shotgun mics are really good. If I'm ever doing vlog content, I will chuck that on the top of my camera and it'll be good to go. I've just got to be more aware of the environment I'm in. Now, last setup, guys, and the one we are recording on right now is called a boom mic setup. What that means is you basically got a shotgun mic like this. Usually it's a bit high quality, but you can use these shotgun mics here, set up above the subject and pointing straight down at them. Now, it is a shotgun mic, so it is in that cone shape again, coming down over me. Because it is right above me pointing down, it should only be recording what I am saying. This has some of the same caveats that a lavalier mic has, as in I can't move. So if you see I move to the side and start talking, it becomes a lot less clear. So while yes, under here, it is a good, clear voice recording, it's not ideal for you if you want to move around. If you are looking for the highest quality content in terms of talking heads like this, maybe you're doing some sort of instructional video for your business, or you really want to polish up your IG lives, these setups are absolutely fantastic. So it's all well and good to have a good microphone, guys, and it might be something you already have and you're looking to up your game a little bit more in terms of audio quality. So if you've researched anything into audio, you might have heard a term called sound dampening. Basically what sound dampening is treating a room so that the sound can't easily bounce off surfaces. So essentially the only noise that your mic is picking up is a mic coming directly from you or the subject that you're shooting, not the reverb of it bouncing off the walls and then back into the microphone. So obviously if you look up sound treating on YouTube or Google, you're gonna see all these professional options about how to sound treat your room with foam padding. I'm sure you've all seen the inside of a music studio where they've got that foam wall panels to really dampen the sound. While that would be ideal and we'd all love to be able to do that, sometimes we don't have that flexibility. So what can we do? Luckily for us guys, sound dampening is actually extremely straightforward. Now, first things first, and the easiest thing you can do is if you're filming on hardwood floors or tiled floors, move your filming location into a carpeted room. Any sort of carpeted or soft surface will be much better at absorbing sound than hardwood or tiled floors. What I'm shooting on now is actually not ideal because I've just moved into this place, so I haven't had time to get a rug or any sort of carpet in where I film to make the sound really high quality. Luckily I got the boom mic, which does cover me a little bit, but it's still, you might be able to notice that little bit of echo there if you listen very carefully. So if you're shooting in a very hollow environment and you don't have the benefit of shooting with a boom mic or a lavalier mic, just move yourself into your living room where it might be carpeted or any carpeted room in your house, and it's gonna be much, much easier for you to dampen the sound. The second thing is, guys, and it is really, really easy, getting your doona and trying to pin it up against the wall. Whether you've got some hooks where some picture frames have been, or you've just got an old tripod or light stand or fishing wire, just get creative with it. What you wanna do is put the doona on the wall that you are facing. What that does is it creates another barrier for that sound, because as we talk, the sound waves travel outwards away from you and they are going to bounce off the wall most immediately closest to you first and back to the microphone. So if we can get rid of that, probably going to cancel out about half of the reverb that might be coming up. I'm just going to go around my house, guys, and we are going to listen to me talking in different rooms to see how the difference between different treated sound environments. So we'll move into my kitchen and then we're going to go into my living room and do a test there. And then we're gonna do a test in my room with the blanket up. All right, so we're in the kitchen, guys, and this is totally untreated with a shotgun mic. So we've got a marble bench top, tiled floors, tiled even along the back wall, which is even worse. Probably hear that echo quite well in here. So what I'll do is say the same phrase in each room and you guys can see the difference. Hi, my name is Ed, and this is an audio test. Hi, my name is Ed, and this is an audio test. My name's Ed, and this is an audio test. So as you can see, the reverb was much worse in the kitchen, gets a little bit better in the living room, and then when you're in the bedroom with that sheet against that wall, it really does dampen the sound. It makes it much easier to listen to, much kinder on the ears, and it basically just makes the audio itself more polished, which is exactly what we're looking for. That is it for audio basics, guys. Thank you so much for joining me. Really hope that helped. I'm gonna leave in the description below a couple of links to microphone options for you for DSLR and mobile shooting. So hit the links below and you should be able to find yourself some options. I'll range them from a few cheaper options to a bit more expensive options. And hopefully, guys, I hope this has helped you sort out another aspect of your content creation. I will see you in the next video where we're going to talk about composition and setting scenes up to make them more engaging for the audience from a visual perspective. So, see you soon. Thanks for joining me. Cheers.